Well, have you ever had a customer walk in and say, hey, my car is doing this, and they're trying to describe to you all of a sudden, through facial expressions or hand motions, that, hey, it's doing this right here, coming down through, I put my foot on the brake and it about almost kicks my foot right off the brake pedal. Or I feel this. All of a sudden you're trying to say, huh? Well, pulsation, shimmying, run out, all these things right here create these different descriptions. And as a shop owner, you see it all the time and you're trying to figure out, how do I fix it? Well, right here's your answer. Now, in my business, it's always about time and efficiency. And when I saw the machine, it's like, okay, somebody did their homework, because this thing not only makes it easier for the technician to get in there and work, but it saves them valuable time. With my background as being a mechanic, well, I understood the concept. And it interested me because, I've had problems with brakes on my passenger car, my trucks, whatever. It's always been an issue with noise, squealing. How do you get rid of that? I used to work in an auto parts store when I was growing up. I used to turn brake rotors for the auto parts store to make $1 or $2. And I learned then how important it is to try to keep your brakes conditioned right without having to replace them all the time. But with this new concept from ProCut, I was sold.
After 17 years of effort, the Daytona 500 belongs to Franklin, Tennessee's Darrell Waldron. He's done it.
I understand about wheel balance and tire balance and how important that is. Everybody knows that you balance the wheel and tire together. Why? So that when it goes down the road, you don't feel it bouncing up and down, because it's not perfect. That's the reason why you have wheel weights on your tire. When vehicles are running 200 miles an hour, if it's not balanced properly, the driver can feel it. Same way with the brakes on the car. If it's not balanced properly, he's going to feel that. Whenever I worked on pit road, I was always worried about myself and my pit crew. If those brakes fail on our car, not only are they going to hurt me, they're going to hurt my teammates and my fellow competitors. You can take a brake rotor off, turn it, one stud, put it back on, and you can get a different reading. Now, can you imagine that? That's what we're talking about here. 1/1000th inch, you turn it, all of a sudden you got 4 1,000 or 6 1,000. That's the kind of run out and kind of problem you're trying to address. And you can fix it with this ProCut machine because it matches the hub, once again, with the rotor perfectly. A new rotor's got to be better than a used rotor. Not necessarily, because sometimes, even in our business in NASCAR, when you get a brand new part off the shelf, we assume, think about the word, assume that it's perfect. But what do? We check it. It doesn't make any difference whether it's a brake rotor or if it's a crankshaft. We check it to make sure that it's got the desirable amount of run out, that it's what we are looking for in a perfect part. Because it's all about performance. It's all about quality and quality control. Your car has got so many miles on it and it's already gone and you've got all you can get out of your regular manufacturer's rotor, and it's time to replace it, then you need to also check and make sure it's matched up properly. If not, you're eliminating a very valuable step that will make you a lot happier later on down the road. Every day that I went to the racetrack when I was a crew chief, I was always worried about how fast my car would go, but also, secondly, I didn't know how it was going to stop. Those two things that used to drive Darrell Waltrip or Terry Labonte or Kurt Busch crazy if a car wouldn't run and if it wouldn't stop. So, it's a part of my life as far as making drivers happy, making the car respond the way I need it to. And I'm no different. Because I'm a mechanic, it doesn't mean as a driver I want to put up with that kind of stuff either. I think the issue that you run into today in today's society is so many people just know this is an annoyance. They don't know how to fix it or what it's causing it, but they know that there's something that's not right with their vehicle. From the time they bought it new, it did one thing, and now that they got a few miles on it, it's doing a totally different thing. And they don't know what to do about it. When it comes to rotor matching, ProCuts, they lead the industry. And people will say, well, Jeff, why this company? Well, one of the things that I've always kind of prided myself on is the safety aspect of it. When I worked on pit road, I used to jump out in front of a 3,500-pound race car coming at me at 40, 45 miles an hour. And I had all the confidence in the world that I knew that the guy behind the wheel could handle it, but I also knew that that car was going to stop. It was going to stop on a dime. It was going to hit the marks that we put down on pit road so we could do our pit stops. And I had a lot of confidence in everything that we were able to put together. Now today, When I'm riding down the road, I think about the safety aspect of my brakes working properly because of not only my family or my life, how about the people around you? Your car may be 5 years old, and if it's never had its hub and brake rotor matched, well, just by doing that, you're going to wind up be driving a new vehicle because it's going to ride, stop better, everything. Everything about your vehicle is going to be much, much better. In the process, you're being, whether you know it or not, you're being a conservationist. You're thinking green by just taking advantage of what is already provided to you by the manufacturer. We also understand 1/1000th of a second, and our business is huge. And what I've learned about ProCut, 1/1000th of an inch is also very important. So we're living on the edge, the minimum edge that you can get by with. If you can run 1/1000th of a second faster at a racetrack, a lot of times not only can you sit on the pole, you may be able to win a race. 1/1000th of a run out in your business or brakes as far as they're concerned, well, that means all of a sudden somebody's getting a pretty smooth ride and the brakes are working properly.